Dude, imagine imagine if my camera was rolling right now. Oh, guys, how you doing? Sorry, didn't see you there. How you doing? Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Little crazy dog dance feature thing. You can definitely tell the energy is up in this stream, baby, because my team is 2-1, coming off a big ass dub on Sunday. I'll get to us in a minute. But you already know what time it is. Yeah, it's Tuesday/Wednesday night/morning. Currently, 12:21 a.m. September 27th, Wednesday. Yeah, football season is back. Yeah, and it's time for another week of Crazy Dog picks. Week 4. Yeah. What a week we had. But of course, I forgot to do my intro. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another picks live stream. And in case you don't know whose picks these are for, look down in the description. Yeah. It's time for my picks for the Stephen Rose and Yinzer Mac sports tournaments. Shout out to those two for always putting on these tournaments. And as I've said before these things even started, I'll be doing these tournaments until I literally tell them I'm not doing it anymore. Well, unless they decide not to do it anymore, because this is a lot of fun. I'd probably still do these, even if they weren't doing their pick tournament things anymore. Yeah, with that being said, another week is upon us. And hopefully we have some more lit ass games to talk about. So with that being said, let's get into it. Before I get into the picks, as always, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, become a member for exclusive perks like cool ass emotes, and eventually, when I get enough members, I'll do some members only content. Mainly rumor videos. Like the ones that you see when like I just did, Devontae Adams. Yeah, that's probably not happening, but hey, it's fun to do videos and fantasize, right? But yeah, with that being said, let's get into the first game of the week coming up on Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime Video, I should say. Gotta be careful with that. We got the 2-1 Detroit Lions and the 2-1 Packers. The Lions come into this game fresh off a pretty impressive 20-6 dub over the Falcons, who were looking very good this year. And in this game, Jared Goff, 22 of 33, 243 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And on the ground, Jahmyr Gibbs led the way, 17 carries, 80 yards. Good game for him. Overall, 31 carries, a buck 15 on the ground. Through the air, Jared Goff only targeted 4 receivers. Well, technically 2, and a tight end and a running back. It was the Amon-Ra St. Brown show. 9 receptions, 102 yards for him on 12 targets. Sam Laporta, the tight end, 8 receptions on 11 targets, 84 yards and a touchdown. Khalif Raymond had 4 for 55, not too bad. And Jahmyr Gibbs had 1 target for only 2 yards. So clearly, again, it was the Amon-Ra St. Brown show. As it's been for quite a while. J-Dub. J-Dub, you're like in that little member of the community thing that I be doing. I make you a moderator. Seen you in a while. I'm gonna make you a moderator. This way I can differentiate between the real OG accounts and these fake ass accounts that keep popping up on my freaking chin. All right, so just gonna be a standard mod. I didn't even know that. Oh, okay. We're good. Freaking YouTube's out here glitching out on me. All right, but yeah, you are now a standard moderator, J-Dub. This way, it's mainly also to differentiate between the real people and those fake accounts that keep popping up in people's chats every once in a while. Because these people are freaking weird. The real and the fake, totally understand. Yeah. And also, you've been around you're in the community, like to show love, and this way, if there's any trolls, you can deal with them yourself, pretty much too. But good to see you as always, J-Dub. Always good to see you. Anyways, let's talk about this game coming up here. All right. Let me do something real quick. I'm looking for the betting site. Yeah. But yeah, Amon St. Brown went off on through the air. And then sack wise, the Falcons could not touch Jared Goff. Meanwhile, on the flip side, 7 sacks on poor Desmond Ritter. And Aiden Hutchinson, 2 sacks. Jack Campbell, 1 for him. Charles Harris had 1. Derek Barnes and Aleem McNeil all had a sack, as well as Benito Jones. So, yeah, they were making life rough for poor old Desmond Ritter. And now they get to face Jordan Love. And boy, what a game the Packers had. They were down 17-0. And in the fourth quarter, they scored 18 points and won that game. Now, Derek Carr got hurt. Sucks. We'll talk about the Saints later. Jordan Love, 22 of 44, 259 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, got sacked only once. And the 1 rushing touchdown was also from Jordan Love, who had 9 carries, 39 yards. A.J. Dillon, Quadzilla, 11 carries, 33 yards. Not too bad, given Aaron Jones's absence. Through the air, no Christian Watson. So Romeo Dobbs, or whatever, Dobbs, whatever, however the heck you say that name. I think it's Dobbs. Yeah, like Josh Dobbs. But yeah, it's Romeo Dobbs. 5 receptions, 73 yards, 1 touchdown. The only touchdown scored through the air. And other than that, I mean, Jaden Reed got in action, Luke Musgrave, Dontavian Wicks, Patrick Taylor, Emmanuel Wilson, Samori Toure, and Malik Heath. God, that's a lot of like created character level type names. My goodness. This is who Jordan Love is throwing the ball to. Man, long gone are the days of Randall Cobb and Donald Driver and Jennings and all those, man. Hoo-wee. Mercedes Lewis, too. Oh, my God. This is what Jordan Love has? Sheesh. Now, defensively, they did get to... Actually, technically, they got 4 sacks, 3 on Derek Carr and 1 on Jameis Winston. 3 sacks alone from the returning Rashawn Gary, 1 from Kenny Clark, and that's it. So it was Rashawn Gary and Kenny Clark doing all the damage on defense. So the Lions are going to have their hands full. Yep, and if you're wondering where this game will be played, in Green Bay. For those lunatics that like to bet on these games, the Lions are favored by 1.5, over under 46. If I had to guess, I think this game could be slightly, I'm going to say slightly under. Yeah. But it could go over. Really could. But if I had to pick, oh boy, this is going to be a toughie. Both teams are looking really good. I'm really impressed with the Detroit Lions. Honestly, I'm going to go Detroit. Something tells me Detroit's going to do exactly like what they did last year. Go into Green Bay and beat them. Yeah. Give me Motor City Kitties to go into Lambeau and get the dub. All right. So yeah, give me the kitties, the meow meows. All right. So moving on. With time to go to London. Quick, somebody buy me a plane ticket. Got to go to London. Have me some fish and chips and watch the damn Jaguars again. I believe this is the first of 2 games in London, back to back for the Jags. And this week they host the Atlanta Falcons, who, as I just mentioned, coming off a tough loss to Detroit. And like I just said, Desmond Ritter got sacked 7 times. 21 of 38, 201 yards for Ritter. Not his best game at all. Kind of one of those achy games that you just want to get rid of. You want to burn the tape. Bijan Robinson got bottled up. He was not effective at all. 10 carries, 33 yards. In fact, the running game was practically useless the entire game. 44 yards on 20 total carries. Damn. So yeah, if you're keeping track, that means other than Bijan, Algier and their quarterback had 11 yards because Kyle Pitts, believe it or not, had a carry for -4. But still, ouch. God, how are they going to recover from that? Through the air, though, 21 receptions, 201 yards for Atlanta receivers, led by Kyle Pitts. 5 receptions, 41 yards for him. Jonnu Smith, wow, your 2 leading receivers were tight ends. Wow. That's crazy. Drake London, 2 for 31. Bijan, 4 for 27. Mac Hollins, 1 for 23. Tyler Algier, 2 for 17. Cadell Hodge, former Brown. How about that? He's still in the league. 1 for 15. And Michael Pruitt, 1 for 10. So it's pretty clear the preference for Ritter in this game was to go after the tight ends because they had a combined 17 targets and they had 10 receptions combined. It's a bad game. Just they could have done way better, obviously. Defensively, again, they did not touch. I mean, they hit Goff, but they didn't sack him. They had 9 QB hits, which means they could have easily had nine sacks if they had gotten there earlier. Grady Jarrett led the way with 3 QB hits. And also, they did get another pick by Jesse Bates, who the Browns, I guess, were really interested in. But he chose to go to Atlanta. And turns out that's a really good get by them. He has been phenomenal for the Falcons. But, of course, they got to face the Jags, who I know are going to be heated. I'm sure this was a fun week of practice for them. Or this will be a fun week of practice for them. Because they just let Houston and their rookie quarterback walk into their house and beat their faces in. Now, fun fact, there was 0 sacks. 0 sacks on both sides. Both quarterbacks were standing straight up, jerseys essentially clean. I'm sure they got hit, but there was no sacks allowed. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence, not a bad game. 27 of 40, 279 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But yeah, your defense let you down big time. And keep in mind, this was going on while the Browns were curb stomping the Titans. Like, you got to take advantage of that. People saw the Titans as the only threat to the Jags. Right? And you go get curb stomped by the Texans while we're doing our work. Wow, that's how it's going to be, Jags? Okay. But yeah, on the ground, 27 carries, 116 yards, mostly from Travis Etienne Jr., who's been a beast. 1 touchdown from Tank Bigsby, who had 2 carries for 10 yards. Trevor Lawrence had 3 for 12. Dearness Johnson, former Brown, 3 carries, 6 yards for him. But most of their damage came through the air. 29 receptions, 288 yards, and a touchdown. Christian Kirk had the lone receiving touchdown for the Jags. 4 receptions, 54 yards. Evan Engram, who's been a freak beast over there in Jacksonville since leaving New York, go figure. You know, the dude couldn't catch a cold butt naked in Antarctica in New York. He goes to Jacksonville, and all of a sudden, his hands become soft and inviting. 7 receptions, 67 yards for Evan Engram. Other than that, I mean, Kevin Ridley was quiet, and he didn't have Zay Jones, so that probably hurt too. And defensively, like I said, no sacks, 4 QB hits. Now, another deciding factor in this game. How about the fact that Andrew Beck, a fullback, had a freaking kick return touchdown? I'm not kidding. Look it up. Andrew Beck, a fullback. Not even really should. He's not even designed to be returning kicks. But he's like, I'll just take this to the house. No big deal. Fullback. Wow. But yeah, if you're the Jags, you got to come out this week and you just got to take care of business. The Falcons are licking their wounds, as are you. But you're technically in your home environment, and in London, you're used to the time change. I'm sure you're going to be there for 2 weeks, so you better get used to it. This should be an entertaining game, and I'm actually going to go with the Jaguars to bounce back. And the Jaguars are 3-point home favorites, which is the standard. It's a classic pick'em game, which means it can go either way. Game is at Wembley Stadium. Over under 43. I think this game will maybe be over by a bit. I could see it being over. And then also another thing, the commentators for this game, of course, for the Thursday night game, it'll be the usual duo. For this game, it'll be Chris Fowler, Louis Riddick, and Dan Orlovsky. This game will be on ESPN Plus too. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Jaguars. All right, moving on to the afternoon games, starting with what might be the game of the week, or at least one of the big games of the week for sure. 3-0 Dolphins, 2-1 Bills. Do I even need to go over the stats from that Dolphin game? I feel like if I do, I'm gonna be here forever. Because they scored 70 points. Yeah. They had a chance to go for the record, but they decided to be good sportsmen and they took a knee and they ended the game there. So Tua, yeah, he only threw the ball 26 times, which isn't much at all. 23 of 26. He missed 3 passes the entire time he was out there. He was cooking them Broncos. My God. 309 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. White even came in the game and threw a touchdown to Chosen Anderson. Dude, when Jets fans saw that, they probably thought, oh no. They probably threw their phones collectively. I would if I was a Jets fan. Being a Jets fan, you're losing to the Pats. You check your phone. Oh look, Mike White threw a touchdown to Chosen Anderson. Yeah, I would definitely question my existence at that point. Yep. But on the ground, Devon, here's an important thing for anyone who calls these games. He actually requested that we change in how he pronounces his name. It's Devon Achan, not A-Chain, Achan. That's how he wants it to be called. So okay, Devon, we got you, buddy. 18 carries, 203 yards, 2 tutties on the ground. Raheem Mostert, 3 touchdowns on 13 carries, 82 yards. So yeah, they scored 5 combined on the ground. Tua threw for 4. Mike White threw for 1. That's crazy. That is nuts. Now, in terms of overall, 43 carries, 350 yards from 3 guys. The third guy is some NPC random named Chris Brooks, who had 9 for 66. My God. How would you even come back from this if you're the Denver Broncos? I swear. My goodness. Miami, through the air, 25 receptions, 376 yards. Oh my God. This was like playing Madden on easy. Tyreek Hill, 9 receptions, 157 yards and a touchdown. Robbie Chosen. Wait, that's his actual last name? It's not Robbie Anderson, like a Chosen Anderson. It's literally Robbie Chosen. Okay. 1 reception, literally, 1 reception, 1 touchdown. What's up, Robert? 1 reception, 1 touchdown for Robbie. Oh, Robbie boy. That's tough. Dude walked in. He had one target too. Wow. Raheem Mostert had 7 receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown. Winston Barrio, surprisingly, he didn't score. 2 receptions, 2 targets, 33 yards. Chan, 2 receptions through the air, or 4 receptions, 2 touchdowns through the air on 30 yards. Durham Smith and River Craycraft and Julian Hill all had well, Durham and River had one reception apiece, and Julian Hill had no catches. So if you're looking at that, Tua only missed 3 guys. 2 of them were to Tyreek Hill, and 1 was to Julian Hill. So guys named Hill were the reason why he didn't have a perfect 26 or 26. That's kind of funny. He hit everybody except for 2 dudes named Hill. Wow. Yeah, all 3 incompletions were to guys named Hill. That's funny. That's hilarious. But yeah, 25 receptions, 5 touchdowns on 376 yards through the air. Hooked them. 1 sack, too, from Emmanuel Agba. Meanwhile, Denver didn't even touch Tua the entire game. Emmanuel had a pick, too. Because, of course, he did. By the way, Jason Sanders had probably the easiest game of his life. 10 extra points, no field goals. That's Jake Bailey could have easily missed probably the entire first half. 1 punt the entire game. And if you really want to know when that punt came along, I wonder how much you want to bet it came at the end when the game was practically over. Well, that loads up though. Yeah, Dolphins. Where is this game at? Oh, Bills are favored by 3. I haven't even talked about the Bills game yet. So the 1 punt for Miami came right here. Was this 3rd quarter? No, 4th quarter. Yeah. In the 4th quarter, they had 1 punt. It was a 3 and out. Mike White was already in the game. It was already 56-13 when they had their first punt of the game. Wow. That's freaking crazy. That's just the Dolphins side. As for the Bills, a pretty good game too, I'd say. You know, they just beat the Commanders. What, 37 or something to 3? 27-3. Remember my picks last week? I said, "Oh yeah, my shocker of the week is the Commanders." They must have heard me because they played pissed off, and the Commanders didn't even show up. Josh Allen, 20 of 32, 218 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. On the ground, 33 carries, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Buffalo, mainly from James Cook, who had 15 for 98. Josh Allen had 3 for 46 and a touchdown. Latavius Murray, 5 for 15 and a touchdown. Through the air, 20 receptions, 218 yards for Buffalo, with 1 touchdown from Gabe Davis, who had 1 for 35. Defensively, they only had, measly 9 sacks. No big deal. All right. 2 from Terrell Bernard, 1 apiece from Daquan Jones and Ed Oliver, 1.5 from those 2. 1 from Greg Rousseau, 2 from Leonard Floyd, 1 from AJ Epinesa, and that's it. Yeah. Let me see here. Epinesa, Rousseau, Floyd, Oliver, Jones, and Bernard. Yep. Okay. So, defense, 8, like Kings, and they also had 4 interceptions. 1 for a touchdown from AJ Epinesa. And it seemed like Howell was throwing it right to them. He was throwing it right to him. Like, it's crazy. And Sam Martin also only punted 1 time, too. So, there's that. Yeah, I think in this one, I think this will be a firefight like we've never seen before. Over under, believe it or not, is 53. I think this is over. I think they go over by a lot. Actually, I think this will be a high scoring game, like in the 30s apiece. I'm actually gonna go with the home team's the Bills. I'm gonna go Buffalo. Yeah, give me Buffalo to get that dub and give the Dolphins their first loss of the year. I think this could be like the game of the week in terms of how chaotic it is. So we go from arguably the best game of the week to arguably one of the worst. And I know J Dub was just in the chat. Tell them to talk about the Panthers as they face the Vikings. God. Of course, Bryce Young is out. That hurts. What also hurts is they got to face off against Minnesota, who's starting to get a little desperate, I'm sure. They literally should have honestly beaten my footage. Sorry, guys. They should have beaten the Chargers. But in this game, they had Andy Dalton throw the ball 58 times for 361 yards and 2 touchdowns against Seattle. Damn. 58 throws. They ran the ball 14 times, 9 for 24, and a touchdown for Miles Sanders. Damn, that's crazy. And the only one who did anything else was Laviska Shenault, who had 2 for 7. Chuba Hubbard had 1 for 2, and Andy Dalton had 2 for 11. Damn. Sheesh. But yeah, Dalton 34 for 58, 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, got sacked 3 times. 34 receptions, 361 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns to Adam Thielen and DJ Chark. Of course, the 2 newcomers. And I'm sure, Dalton is happy to have some good vets to rely on, right? Terrace Marshall, 5 for 35. Mingo, 3 for 21. Tremble, 1 for 15. Hurst, 1 for 11. Ian Thomas, 1 for 8. Chuba Hubbard had 2 for 2. Cool. But yeah, not much else there. Seattle got you. I'll get to Seattle here in a little bit. But you also got 2 sacks on Geno, too. So, Brian Burns and Yatur Gross Matos got to Geno. And just a word of warning, Panther fans, you're about to hear a lot of talk about Brian Burns possibly getting traded. And if there's any Panther fans watching that have a Twitter account or X account, just be prepared. You're going to have a lot of other fan bases, mine included, knowing Browns fans. But I haven't heard anything about us and him yet. But it could pop up. You never know. I doubt it, though, because I think we're set up front when it comes to that. Unless we could, use some depth. But I don't think he's a guy that we'd bring in for depth. That would be a guy you'd bring in as a starter. He ain't no depth. He's a starter. But yeah, you're going to start hearing some noise about Burns possibly getting traded because of his contract situation. I really want Burns to stick around in Carolina. He really fits there. But we'll see what happens. Just warning you now, because, it's getting close to that time. But overall, Carolina might be in some trouble this week because they're facing Minnesota and no JC Horn. So, are you guys going to stop freaking JJ? Huh? I'm genuinely wondering, how the heck are you guys going to stop JJ? And Madison, too. And, Cam Akers. Probably going to see him as well. But Kirk Cousins, 32 of 50, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, got sacked 4 times. Madison had 20 carries, 93 yards on the ground. He's the only one that did anything. Chandler and Cousins had carries, but they didn't do a damn thing. Expect Cam Akers to probably play this week, too. See how he does. Through the air, 32 receptions, 367 yards, 3 tutties. 1 from J Jet, who had 7 for 149. KJ Osborne, who had 1 for 36. And Josh Oliver, who had 2 for 4. Defensively, only 1 sack against the Chargers, coming from Danielle Hunter. who, if the Browns were to make a trade, I think he'd be the guy. Crazy dog, you just talked. Well, Danielle Hunter would be amazing. Not to mention, Andrew Barry and Kwesi have good relationship because they work together here. I'm pretty sure Kwesi probably blocked Andrew Barry's number after we legit finessed Za'Darius Smith from them. But I don't think Danielle Hunter is going anywhere, if I had to be honest. We'll see, though. I don't even know if we're going to even make any moves before the deadline. We got to see how we are heading into the deadline first. Let's get through damn Baltimore first. But overall, I think this will be a fun game. It'll be entertaining. It won't be a dud. It won't be as ass as the record. That's good. This game should be entertaining. Betting line is 3.5 for the Vikings. Over under 45.5. And oh, by the way, I know I didn't talk about it before. Miami Buffalo will have Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. Ooh, that'll be a banger. That's how you know it's going to be a banger. Until then, we got to hear Tony Romo just gurgle freaking Tua or Josh Allen or whoever he wants to gurgle. Gurgle. Alrighty, and then the other game I talked about, Minnesota, Carolina, will have Alex Faust and Brady Quinn. Oh my God, Carolina's got to listen to Brady Quinn. Oh, that's just the most random freaking pairing ever. Alex Faust and Brady Quinn. Okay. Yeah, I think in this one I'm gonna have to go with the Vikings. They're gonna win at some point. They're gonna win at some point. That's just the way it is, right? They got to win at some point. If they don't, oh boy, things are gonna get tough over there. With the whole Kirk situation, people are gonna start saying, "Oh my God, are the Vikings gonna trade Kirk Cousins?" Because his contract situation. Imagine though, they trade Kirk and then they tank for Caleb. Ooh, reuniting Caleb and Addison. Ooh, Caleb throwing tutties to JJ. Ooh, that'd be a banger. I'm not gonna lie. I know he would torment Bears, Packers, and Lions fans forever. It'd be tough, especially because the Bears they got Justin Fields, and they're ruining his career, which I hate to see that because Buckeye fan. But that's just the way it's going to be, I guess. So, yeah, I'm going to go Vikings over the Panthers, and they're going to they're going to get their first win of the year for the Vikings. I would not be shocked if this was another one-score game either. Now we go from one mid-tier ass game. It's ass only on record. It's going to be an entertaining game to the legit, what I'm going to call the ass bowl. The toilet bowl, the Dookie Bowl, the 0-3 Broncos, 0-3 Bears. This is the NyQuil sleeper matchup of the week for me. I'm not sponsored by NyQuil. I just want to say that because it'll put you to sleep. This is the game that you don't even really want to watch. This is the game that they would show in prison. The torture of the inmates. Because we got Broncos country. That's why. Broncos country. That's why. That's right. Versus the Bears. Bears. The Broncos just had 70 points dropped on their heads. How do you think they're going to come out of that? Talk about, how is this team going to respond? How do the Broncos come back from getting whooped 70-20? You can't. What's up, Jacob? You don't stop Jet. You just only hope to contain him. Nope, you can't, Jet. You can't stop him. You can't. Without J.C. Horn, the Panthers are going to be in trouble. I might be going to Browns Baltimore on Sunday. You trying to beat the Ravens. You're just going to go just to help us beat the Ravens. That's funny. But Russell Wilson, 23 of 36 or 38, 306 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Got sacked one time. On the ground, 20 carries, 69 yards. Nice. No touchdowns. Javonte Williams had 11 carries, 42 yards. He's the only one that really did much. Through the air, 23 receptions, 306 yards, one touchdown from Cortland Sutton, who had 8 for 91. And defensively, they only got one QB hit on Tua, no sacks. Ass. That's all I'm going to say. Ass. Oh my God, the Broncos stink. I brought in Sean Payton and they stink worse than they did last year. How is that even possible? Cross country. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's lose. Let's ass. No, actually, cross country. We're ass. Yes, you are. Haha. By the way, who has the dishonor of calling this game? You may be wondering. Andrew Catalan, Tiki Barber, Matt Ryan. At halftime, they might be like, why did we get picked for this game? Why did we have to come here? They just have AI call the game, like automated intelligence. No broadcaster, just have a computer call the game. Or they actually tried this, I think, a long time ago. No broadcasters. No broadcasters. Just have it where you can listen to the atmosphere, the fans, and the PA announcer. No broadcasters for this game. Catalan, Barber, and Ryan didn't do anything to deserve to call this game. They deserve to have a better game. In fact, they should take those three and give them the Fox for a week and have them call Minnesota, Carolina, because that's going to be entertaining at least. Yeah, I know there's no Bryce Young, but you get Andy Dalton versus Kirk Cousins. Woo! The battle of mid. It's the battle of mid. I'd rather watch that game than freaking the battle of ass for freaking Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Yay! Cross country. Let's ride. But yeah, betting line for the Ass Bowl is 3.5 for the Broncos. 46 points is the over/under. This is probably going to be a high-scoring game. This might be on. Watch this game be the best game of the week. The Ass Bowl. Do I even want to go over the Bears? I don't even want to touch that team. Nobody does. Team is trash. I feel bad for Bears fans. They deserve better. They're a joke. They're embarrassing Justin Fields is looking like an embarrassment. 11 of 22, 99 yards. This dude had 99, not even that. 87 total yards if you take off the sack yardage. He had a QBR of 18. Oh my God, dude. The Bears are just cursed. They are. They're like the Browns of like the mid 2000s, and that team was. That's what they are. The worst thing you could ever have if you're for your favorite team is organizational incompetence. Because no matter what coach you find, what players you bring in, it's just like you walk in there and it's just that stank. It's like ass. You smell it? Ass. It stinks. It smells like passion and losing. Ugh. And then let's say you walk into Kansas City, it probably smells all Lombardis. Now, granted, the Bears do have a Lombardi, so they have that, but that's all they have. That Lombardi's dusty and everything. It's like that freaking Gucci backpack meme. The thread is it's like all practically just falling apart. They need another one soon because that one's starting to lose its value pretty much. Like, wow, you won a Lombardi? Like, 30 years ago. It even predates the Cowboys' reign. Damn. 85, man. That's such a long time ago. Man. Yeah, the Bears. 26 carries, 116 yards for the Bears on the ground, mostly from Justin Fields. And yeah, who cares about the damn Bears? 11 receptions, 99 yards through the air, 1 touchdown from DJ Moore. You know what's funny about DJ Moore? 3 receptions, 41 yards, and a touchdown for him. He left a promising situation in Carolina, right? They were getting a new quarterback. You know, they have a decent coaching staff. They have a somewhat of a good direction. They just gotta learn how to win, right? He goes from there to Chicago. Like, he probably wishes he was in Carolina still. So, man, I tell you what, nothing would sell more tickets than watching Bryce Young throw tutties to DJ Moore. That would be banger. It's just that, they got to learn how to win. Not to mention their quarterback's hurt. It's tough. Tough situation. The Bears, I saw people on Twitter saying the Bears don't even care, really. They have no energy. Like, they're not hyped up or anything, bro. It's like I saw a video of Justin Fields trying to hype up the team before the game, and they're like, yeah, whatever. Like, they just gave off that vibe, like, they ain't trying to be there. They're just there to collect their check and get the hell on. That's what they're doing. Most of these players are probably just trying to, when they, watch this, guys. As we get closer to the trade deadline and you start hearing some rumors, watch some of those players start balling out because they hear that, oh, this team's looking at me, huh? I might be traded? Well, let me look good. Let me go out here and ball out so I can get traded and get the hell out of here. Now, watch that start happening. Keep an eye on that. But yeah, they did not touch Mahomes at all, and Mahomes cooked them completely. Completely cooked them. 41-10, Chiefs won that game. My God. But yeah, when it comes to this one, I'm gonna have to go Broncos because the Bears are just so bad. Someone's got to win. I'm gonna go Broncos. So I just spent like 20 minutes like talking about this game. Steelers play them next week. Yeah. Yeah, give me the Denver Broncos to go in the Soldier Field and get a win. Will be one of a few wins they probably get this year because this team is not very good, just like last year. It's an ugly situation there. All right, moving on. We got my game, the 2-1 Browns and the 2-1 Ravens. Well, I don't really need to talk about the Browns too much because I pretty much talked a lot about it previously. But Deshaun Watson had arguably his best game as a Brown. 27 of 33, 289 yards. Should have had over 300 yards, but they said Amari Cooper was out of bounds, even though he clearly wasn't. And he also should have had 3 touchdowns, too. Yeah, Deshaun should have had over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not sacked 3 times, but he did a great job of getting out of many more sacks as well. Had a 123.4 rating. Very impressive. So, on the ground, 31 carries for 78 yards. Pierre Strong actually led the way on the ground. 6 carries, 27 yards. Jerome Ford, 10 carries, 18 yards, and a touchdown. Deshaun had 4 for 16. Kareem had 5 for 13. Other than that, nobody else really did anything. Through the air, 27 receptions, 289 yards, 2 touchdowns. One from Amari Cooper, who had another great game. 7 receptions, 116 yards. She probably should have had about $150 around there and 2 touchdowns. But again, referee can't see. He's out of bounds. He's out of bounds. Yeah, 7 for 116 and a touchdown for Coop. And then Jerome Ford, 2 for 13 and a touchdown through the air. Donovan Peoples-Jones had 3 receptions, 49 yards. Elijah Moore had probably his most productive game. 9 receptions on 9 targets. Impressive. He covered every pass headed his way. He also did have that fumble, but that's just on him not securing the ball. Yeah. Gotta take better care of that ball, buddy. I'm pretty sure Chad O'Shea reamed him through the coals for that one. Luckily, it didn't hurt us too bad because I'm pretty sure we only gave up a field goal on that drive after that. Thank God our defense is something else this year. Joe Woods' defense would have definitely given up a touchdown after that fumble. Thank God we got rid of that loser. But yeah, Jerome Ford, Kareem, and David Njoku each had receptions as well. Of course, Jerome had the touchdown on 2 receptions for 33 yards. Um, Sack wise, of course, 3.5 sacks for Myles Garrett. He had 5 QB hits too, so he could have easily had like 5 sacks, maybe 6. I don't know if that 5 counts with the sacks or is it like 5 additional. I don't know, whatever. And then 1 for Alex Wright and a half for Obo Okoronkwo. And that's it for the sacks. And as far as what did Za'Darius do, he was actually very quiet. He had a quiet game. Yeah. We'll see how loud he is this week against his former team. Other than that, nothing else there really. Uh, Dustin Hopkins was perfect, which is nice. Yep, good stuff out of that. But now you look at the Ravens, and of course they're coming off a pinching loss at home against Indy. They let Gardner Minshew go out there and do work on him. Damn, that's tough. But yeah, Lamar, 22 of 31, 202 yards, did not throw a touchdown or a pick, and he got sacked 4 times. Now on the ground, Lamar did have 2 touchdowns, 14 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Gus Edwards, 11 for 51. Melvin Gordon had 10 for 32. And Zay Flowers had 1 carry for 2 yards. Through the air, Zay Flowers, 8 receptions, 48 yards, led the way. Overall, 22 receptions, 202 yards for the Ravens. Defensively, 5 sacks. 3 from Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, safety had 3 sacks. That's crazy. Half a sack apiece for Roquan Smith and Jadeveon Clowney. And then, weird because it says like team. I don't know what gives with that, but okay. And then, yeah, that's it, really. And then, yeah, so that's it there. But this is in Cleveland. Cleveland's defense has been phenomenal at home. Only allowed 6 points through 2 home games. And the defense has allowed 1 offensive touchdown through 3 weeks. I'm sure that'll change this week, facing a much better offense. But we're going to be up for the task, I'm sure. And I'm going to go Browns to squeak it out here. And I think our defense is up to the task. And I think we see Myles Garrett once again wreak havoc this week, especially considering the Ravens are coming in awfully injured. We'll see how many guys they get back. I saw a tweet talking about injuries. There's a lot. We'll see how many guys return to practice and play in this game that were injured last week. I think they'll be getting Marlon Humphrey and Ronnie Stanley back soon too, as well as Odell. So, see what happens. But yeah, I'm gonna go Browns to win this game. And as far as the betting odds, 2.5 for the Browns, over under 41. If I had to guess, this is probably going to be over, and I'm going to go Browns. So, yeah. Love seeing this team as the home favorite. Feels good, but let's keep it going. Oh, and by the way, this is our last game before the bye. We have a very early bye this year. I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, give me the Baltimore Ravens to lose. Give me the Browns to win this game. And by the way, I'll call in this game will be Ian Eagle and Charles Davis. Moving on, we got, this is interesting. The Steelers and the Texans. In Houston. 2-1 Steelers, 1-2 Texans. Wow. Steelers, of course, going to Vegas on Sunday night, taking care of business. And as I mentioned earlier, the Texans went to Jacksonville and really took it to the Jaguars. They really did. I was really impressed with what they did to Jacksonville. But yeah, once again, Steelers defense proved that they are for real. TJ Watt was getting after Jimmy G a little bit. Kenny Pickett, though, 16 of 28, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 sack allowed in this game. On the ground, Najee Harris, 19 carries, 65 yards. Good stuff out of him. For a total of 31 carries, 105 yards overall for the group. Jalen Warren and Kenny Pickett also had carries as well. Through the air, 16 receptions, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns from Calvin Austin and Pat Freiermuth. And George Pickens led the way with yardage. 4 receptions, 75 yards for him. Calvin had 2 for 72 and a touchdown. 6 targets. Freiermuth, 3 for 41. A-Rob, 4 for 24. And Jalen Warren had 3 for 23. So this might have been the most alive. This is probably the most life the Steelers offense has shown really all year. Because, I mean, San Francisco had them, they were done. They showed a little bit of life against us, mainly like with that play to Pickens. They had some decent plays too. But they were mainly subdued for the most part. Their defense did all the work in that game. And then their offense finally woke up in Vegas. Now, does that whole thing of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? Does that work here? Or did the Steelers bring their offense with them into this game? Or do they bring it with them to this game against a pretty solid, actually exciting Texans team? Yeah. But yeah, sack-wise, 4 sacks for the Steelers defense, 2 from TJ Watt, 1 from Marcus Golden, and 1 from Keanu Benton. I almost forgot Marcus Golden's a freaking Steeler. It's like, oh yeah, he's a Steeler. Same thing with Quan Alexander. Those signings happened like some random point during the offseason. Right? Patrick Peterson, this dude was getting memed for a bit there on a touchdown pass earlier in the game. This dude was caught looking the complete other way. Like he was going up for the ball when the ball was already in the receiver's hand. It's like, what is this dude doing? What are you doing? I would troll the hell out of him if I was the D-backs or the receivers coach. I'm like, hey guys, look at this. Look at this. See? Look at 20. He's looking for the ball, and the ball's already in the receiver's hand. I'm like, PP, what are you doing, bro? What are you looking for? You lagging up here, bro? You good? You lagging? Huh? Did your internet cut off in your head? Damn. I would troll the hell out of him for that. But I know they probably, made fun of, hey, look at this guy. He's over here like looking for the ball, and the ball's already past him. Ha, ha, ha. Let's all laugh at him. Ha, ha, ha. By the way, that was Devontae Adams who did that, by the way. And Devontae absolutely cooked the Steelers secondary all game. 13 receptions, 172 yards, 2 touchdowns. So really, without Devontae, the Raiders don't score. That's tough. But yeah, Jimmy G was also giving away passes as well. He had 3 interceptions. He was in a very giving mood. Yeah, 2 for Levi Wallace, 1 for Pat Pete, who got his revenge later in the game. But I think the Steelers are definitely going to have something for the Texans, who obviously, as we know, are no slouch. CJ Stroud looking like a stud. 20 of 30, 280 yards, 2 tutties. Good stuff. No picks. On the ground, 26 carries, 86 yards, and a touchdown for Damian Pierce. 14 carries, 31 yards for him. Devin Singletary had 9 for 41. And then CJ had 3 for 14. So he is running a little bit. Through the air, 20 receptions, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Texans. 1 to Tank Dell. Kind of funny how they have a guy named Tank, or at least that's his nickname. Tank Dell, 5 receptions, 145 yards, and a touchdown. I think most of that was on one big play. Yeah, 68 yards was his longest one. So, wow. 5 receptions and 7 targets for him. And then Brevin Jordan had another touchdown on 2 for 13 yards. 2 catches, 13 yards. Defensively, they did not sack Trevor Lawrence, and Blake Cashman did get a pick. And then, like I said, Andrew Beck, a fullback, had a freaking kick return because, of course, he did. 85 yards to the house. All right, so oh my god, betting odds for this game. Oh wait, no, where are they? They are Steelers by 3. Okay, sounds about right. It's about even. 42 is the over under. I'm gonna go with the Texans to squeak this one out. Not because I'm a hater, but I like CJ Stroud. And if the Texans can keep CJ clean, I think he can definitely get to that secondary. They can make some plays. I'm going to go Houston with my upset pick of the week. There you go. Give me Houston Texans to win this game. All in the game will be Spiro Didis and Adam Archuleta. All right, moving on. We get to the final little chunk of 1 o'clock games, starting with the 1-2 Rams and the 2-1 Colts. Now, starting with the visiting Rams, of course, they went to Cincinnati last night, and they look like, may I say, ass. Like, they did get screwed out of 2 touchdowns. One because Tutu was out of bounds, or at least that's what they said, and then one because of a timeout that was called right before the snap. But to be honest, like, the Bengals were just doing nothing but checkdowns the entire game. Their offense was not scary at all, and you could not score on them. It was their defense was eating you alive, though. If I was the Rams, I'd be scared right now because you got to face DeForest Buckner and Kwity Paye, and you will let in Hendrickson and Hubbard and them just eat you alive. Like, come on now. You know, like I said, the Colts are coming off a very impressive win too, so they're feeling good. They're feeling really good. They're actually above 500. They're tied for first place in the division. Who would have thought, right? Not me. Not me. And they don't even think, is A-Rich going to be back for this game? I don't even know. But Sammy Bradford, or Sam Bradford. Why am I thinking of Sam Bradford? Matthew Stafford. I think he'll have a bounce back. I really do. He has to. Against a somewhat, not very good Colts secondary, I guess. But yeah, Stafford, 18 of 33, 269 yards, got sacked 6 times, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Not a good day at the office for him, or night at the office for Matthew Stafford. 13 carries, 71 yards on the ground, mostly from Kyron Williams, who had 10 for 38. No one else really did much of anything. I mean, Tutu, Stafford, and Van Jefferson had 1 carry apiece. Not much there. Receiving wise, 18 receptions, 269 yards, and a touchdown from Tutu Atwell. Again, he should have had 2 touchdowns. Huka Nakua, 5 receptions, 72 yards. Tyler Higbee, 5 for 71. They really, really, really miss Cooper Kupp, and he should be back probably next couple weeks, I'm sure. But they really miss that guy right now, man. He's their get out of jail free card. He's Sam Brad. Hey, stop saying Sam Bradford. Ugh. Oh my god. I know Sam used to play for the Rams, but God, get him out of my head. I was thinking of Sam Bradford. I don't even know why that name even popped in my head. It's just random. Oh God, but yeah, Stafford really needs Cooper Kupp to get his butt back on the field. But Tutu Atwell had that touchdown. Defensively, they got 2 sacks. Colby Turner had half a sack. Byron Young had half a sack. And Aaron Donald had a sack of his own. He probably could have had a couple more, too. Aaron Donald really hasn't been that force like he used to be. You know? But it is what it is. Now, talking about the Colts. I talked about the Ravens earlier. On the Colts side of things, Gardner Minshew was all right. 27 of 44, 227 yards, 1 touchdown. And 5 for 39 in terms of sacks. The Ravens got to him quite often, and now you got to face old Aaron Donald. Have fun, kid, especially if it's if Richardson's back. On the ground, 35 carries, 139 yards, mostly from Zach Moss. Trey Sermon did get some action, 5 carries, 17 yards, but it was mainly Zach Moss doing the damage. 30 carries and 122 yards for him. So that's the key for us. The Colts, with their mid run game, ran all over Baltimore. Now, if we would have had Nick Chubb, I would have had no worries. But Jerome Ford, and possibly Pierre Strong. Do we bring up Deion Jackson? We just signed him to the practice squad today. Honestly, I wouldn't mind that. But we have Kareem Hunt too. We'll see what they do. Good to have depth though. But yeah, I think Kareem could have a good game here. And same thing with Jerome. Now through the air, 27 receptions, 227 yards on a touchdown from Zach Moss, who had 2 for 23. Michael Pittman Jr., as always, led the way receiving 9 receptions, 77 yards. Josh Downs had 8 for 57. Alec Pierce, 3 for 43. Those guys are really the only 3 that did anything. It's pretty clear. Pittman Jr. and Josh Downs were the 2 favorites. 11 targets for Pittman, 12 targets for Downs. They were heavily going after those 2. Heavily. But yeah, the defense got 4 sacks on Lamar. 1 from Zaire Franklin, 1 from Samson Ebukam, 1 from Kwity Paye, and then Taven Bryan, who's now at Colt. I just now realized that. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. I think this could be just like last week. Defenses determine how this game goes. Over under for this one, as well as the betting odds. This game should be fun, at least. Somewhat interesting. If I can even find it in here. Is it even in here? I don't think it's in here. I don't see it. They must have taken it off. Oh, here it is. Colts by 1. Over 46. I think this probably goes under. I think it goes under by a little bit. This could be a low score game, but who knows? I'm gonna actually go with the Rams to rebound, and they're gonna get a win on the road. So give me the Rams to beat the Colts. And by the way, calling this lovely, lovely game will be, where you at though? Oh, Kenny Albert and Jonathan Vilma on Fox. All right, moving on. We got the 2-1 Bucks and the 2-1 Saints. Baker Mayfield versus possibly Jameis Winston. Ooh. Because I don't know about Derek Carr's status due to injury. But man, Jameis possibly versus Baker. What a matchup this is going to be. Of course, we saw the Bucks get torn apart by the Eagles on Monday night. For those that didn't watch this game because the Eagles and because the Bengals and Rams was on at the same time. Yeah, the Eagles just cooked the Bucks. The Bucks had really no answer for the most part. Now they get to face a Saints team that, they blew a 17-0 lead to the Packers. So I'm pretty sure this week of practice is going to be a fun one, considering that they had that game won and they lost it. They pulled the Browns. It's interesting watching other teams do what we do, right? But yeah, the Packers. Let's see how they did against the lovely Saints here, and then I'm gonna pull up the Bucks game. Derek Carr, before he got injured, 13 of 18, 103 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 sacks for 21 yards. And then Jameis came in there, threw for 10 for 16, 101 yards. So in total, 175 yards if you take off the sack yardage. 1 for 8 for Winston as well. On the ground, Kendre Miller led the way. By the way, Alvin Kamara, I believe, will be back for this game. So if you have him in fantasy, don't forget to activate him. 22 carries, 77 yards for total. Yeah, in total for the New Orleans running backs, mostly from Kendra Miller. 9 for 34. Tony Jones, 8 for 31. Taysom Hill had 4 for 12. Rashid Shaheed had 1 for 0. He did make an impact in another way, too, for Rashid. Through the air, 23 carries, 23 receptions. My God. It's late, guys. I'm sorry. 23 receptions, 204 yards on 23 receptions, and a touchdown for the Saints. Jimmy Graham, former Packer, right? I could be wrong. But yeah, I know he was a former Seahawk. I don't know if he went to the Packers or not. But yeah, Jimmy Graham, 1 reception for 8 yards and a touchdown. Chris Olave had 8 for 104, continues to just be a monster. Michael Thomas had 6 for 50. Not a crazy night for him. Or crazy game, I should say. Crazy night, crazy day, whatever. Who cares? Jawan Johnson, Taysom Hill, Jimmy Graham, Keith Kirkwood, Rashid Shaheed. Although technically Shaheed and Kirkwood had targets but no receptions. Kendra Miller had a catch but no yards. So yeah, I think the Saints could bounce back this week. Defensively, 1 sack coming from Alante Taylor. Huh. And then Lonnie Johnson Jr. had a pick as well. And then, of course, Rashid Shaheed had a punt return touchdown. Now, up against them, of course, will be the Bucks, who, like I mentioned, got beat pretty bad on Monday night by the Eagles. Jalen Hurts continues to do what he loves to do so much, besides a tush push, and that is just absolutely hook bad teams. And the Bucks only scored 11 points. Baker Mayfield in this game, as soon as the stats come up here, I'll get you that. Baker, 15 of 25, 146 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, got sacked twice. Rushing, 17 carries, 41 yards. So, yeah, nothing done there. Rashad White pretty much carried the load. 14 carries, 38 yards for him. 1 carry, 2 yards for Baker. Sean Tucker, 2 carries for 1 whole yard. Whoop-de-doo! Now, through the air, 15 receptions, 146 yards and a touchdown overall. 5 receptions, 60 yards for Mike Evans. Chris Godwin had a very quiet night, 3 for 32. White had 3 for 24. Otten had 1 for 16. Palmer had 1 for 8. And Devin Tompkins had 2 for 6. Defensively, 1 whole sack from Levante David on Jalen Hurts. Betting odds for this game, 3.5 for the Saints at home. And yeah, I'm gonna go Saints to pull this one out at home in the Terror Dome. And they're going to improve to 3-1 with Jameis most likely at quarterback. So give me the Saints to beat the Bucks. Now the Bucks are going to hit that wall, and then we'll see how their fans act and everything, because most of their fan base is mostly Baker Bros now. Do I think OBJ comes back? It's possible. Knowing us, knowing how we are, he'll come back this week. What's up, Lamar? How you doing, buddy? Buddy? Yeah. But I'm gonna go Saints at home to beat the Bucks. And then calling this a wonderful game will be, I believe it's on Fox. Yep. Chris Myers and Robert Smith. Love it. All right, moving on. We got the second to last 1:00 game of the week. 2-1 Commanders, who got their butts beat by the Bills, facing the very same Eagles. So we'll see how the Commanders respond after losing 37-3. The Eagles, though, 23 of 37, 277 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks, 1 sack allowed by Jalen Hurts. So he didn't even really have that great of a game. I mean, really. DeAndre Swift, though, absolutely tore the Bucks apart. 16 carries, 130 yards. In total, 40 carries, 201 yards for Philly running backs. Kenneth Gainwell and Jalen Hurts also carried the rock a little bit. But yeah, Swift was killing them like he was in Detroit. Man, oh man. Now, through the air, 23 receptions, 277 yards, and a touchdown from Olamide Zacchaeus, who had 2 receptions the entire game, 58 yards. A.J. Brown went off too. 9 receptions, 131 yards. Devontae Smith, 4 receptions, 28 yards. So not a lot from him in that game. Dallas Goddard had 5 for 41 as well. Defensively, James Bradbury recovered a fumble. And then sack wise, Jalen Carter and Fletcher Cox had half a sack. And Marlon Tuipulotu had a sack. So there you go there. And then Reed Blankenship had an interception. Or as the Eagles fans call him, Ed Reed Blankenship. Ugh. And nothing else really to report there. But you flip over to the Commanders. Sam Howell, not a great night for Sam at all. 19 of 29, 170 yards, but you take the sacks off and it's 125. This dude got sacked 9 times. Oh my God. He got sacked 9 times. You just mentioned that with the Bills, of course, but yeah. 4 interceptions. Talked about that earlier. 13 carries, 105 yards on the ground, mostly from Brian Robinson Jr., who had 10 for 70. Howell and Gibson had carries, but they didn't do anything at all, really. Through the air, 19 receptions, 170 yards, no touchdowns. Of course, they didn't score a touchdown the entire game. That's tough. Curtis Samuel, 2 for 54, led the way. McLaurin, 6 for 41. Colt Turner, 4 for 35. Dotson, Bates, Gibson, and Deami Brown had targets and receptions, except for Deami, who had 1 target, no interception, no catches. My God. So yeah, I think you guys know where I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna go Eagles. Pretty easy for me, actually. Give me the Birds to take down the Commanders, and they're gonna go to 4-0 on the year. And now let's get to the final 1 o'clock game of the week. We got the Bungles, who are 1-2, facing the 1-2 Titans. Of course, we just saw what happened with the Titans against us. And then last night we saw the Bungles go out there and do work against Matthew Stafford. So they go from facing Matthew Stafford to Ryan Tannehill. From mid quarterback to mid quarterback. Fun. Now, by the way, betting odds for Eagles Commanders, for anyone wondering, is Eagles by 8, and the over-under is 44.5. Yeah, I'm going Eagles all the way there. Eagles should have no problem with the Commanders. The Commanders. But yeah, Ryan Tannehill, 13 of 25, 104 yards. But if you take away the sack yardage, which there's a lot of it, 68 yards. 68 yards, guys. 13 of 25 for 68 yards. He got sacked 5 times, 3.5 from Myles Garrett. Now you got to deal with Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard, B.J. Hill, DJ Reader. On the ground, Derrick Henry had 11 carries for 20 yards. He spent most of the game in the negative. He got a couple big runs at the end, which put him over the negative, which put him in the positive. So there's that. He averaged about 1.8 yards per carry. Not a good night for not a good day for him at all. Now he's got to face the Cincinnati Bengals rush defense. That'll be fun. His longest carry was actually 9 yards. That's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Tajay Spears had 4 for 6 too. Through the air, they actually had some success against us. 13 receptions, 104 yards. No touchdowns, of course. DeAndre had 3 for 48. Moore had 2 for 41. Other than that, nobody else did anything, really. Just those two, really. And they were on mainly big catches. But yeah, they also had a couple fumbles, too. Yeah. Defensively, they got 3 sacks on Deshaun. One from McCreary, one from Al-Shair, former 49er, of course, and one from Danica Watry. Now, remember, these two teams faced off last year and also in the playoffs when the Titans sacked Burrow 9 times and they still lost because Tannehill sucks. We saw last week Tannehill is so mid it hurts. Now he's got to face Captain. Is Joe Burrow going to be the new Captain Checkdown? My God, I get it because you want to mitigate that pass rush. And they're going to have to do it again this week because they're going to have that pass rush coming after Burrow. Yeesh. 26 of 49, 259 yards, and a pick for Joe Burrow. 2 sacks for 17 yards also. So another game where he did not throw a single touchdown. That's tough. Joe Mixon did run in for a touchdown, though. 19 carries, 65 yards for him. He's the only one that did anything. Burrow had 3 for -2. Williams had 1 for 4. Through the air, though, Jamar Chase did his thing. 12 receptions for 141 yards. Tyler Boyd had 5 for 39. And yeah, nobody else really did much. Just those two, really. It was mainly Jamar Chase, as you'd expect. But in total, 26 receptions, 259 yards. And I'm sure Kevin Byard and those guys like Murphy Bunting, they're going to have their hands full facing these guys. We'll see what the Titans do. Should be a fun one. I'll be keeping my eye on this game for sure. Yeah, betting odds for this lovely contest. I'm sure probably going to be very close. Yeah, Bengals by 2.5 on the road, over under 41. Calling this game will be on CBS, I believe. Go. Oh, LA Chargers, okay, and Baltimore, Miami. Okay. Oh, it's on the early Fox. Oh, it's on the early slate on Fox. Okay. Adam Amin and Mark Schlereth. I was like, wait, where's it at? Usually it's on CBS, but it's on Fox. That's going to be interesting. Okay. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals. God, I hate saying that, but it's like the Titans are so bad. I can't trust them to beat the Bengals, man. I want to see them win. I wouldn't be mad if I'm wrong here, but I gotta go Bengals. I don't think the Bengals are gonna be able to stop the freaking. I don't think the Titans are gonna be able to stop Jamar. Did you pick the Browns? Yeah, of course. What's up, Seahawks, Eddie? Yeah, I gotta go Bengals. I hate saying that. I want to see the Bengals lose, but I mean, it's the damn Titans. They suck. And if we did what, looking at what we did to them, what the heck are the Bungles gonna do to them? I mean, unless Derrick Henry has a go-off game, I mean, can't trust the Titans. So I'm gonna go Bengals to win. But I would be more than happy if I'm wrong here, though. But yeah, give me the Bungles to win this one. All right, moving on to the 4 o'clock game, starting with the Raiders and the Chargers in LA, which means this stadium is about to be loaded to the gills with silver and black. The team that should be in LA versus the team that they chose to be in LA. Now, I just talked about the Raiders a little bit ago when they lost to the Steelers at home on Sunday night. Jimmy G was throwing the ball like he was giving out candy. My God. And not to mention he's hurt. So is he going to play? It's something to keep an eye on here. Is he going to play this week? Right? If he doesn't, Aiden O'Connell, I think, will be the guy. Now, can the Chargers actually cover Devontae Adams? That's another thing. Now, the Chargers, of course, are coming off a good win over the Vikings, which is nice. You know, they finally got on the win department, which is nice too. They're trying to get to 500. Justin Herbert, 40. They had this dude throw it 47 times for 405 yards, 3 touchdowns. Got sacked only once. So good job by him. So Keenan Allen threw a touchdown too. So that is that. On the ground, 15 carries, 30 yards. I mean, why run it when you can just torch them through the air, right? Josh Kelly had 11 for 12. So, yeah, they're still missing Eckler, of course. But through the air, my God. Keenan Allen, 18 receptions, 215 yards. No touchdowns. He targeted him 20 times. Sheesh. Mike Williams, unfortunately, ACL, done for the year. That's tough. 7 receptions, 121 yards, and a touchdown for him. Josh Palmer, 4 receptions, 66 yards, and a touchdown. Gerald Everett, Quentin Johnston, Josh Kelly, Donald Parham, and even Darius Davis got it on the fun as well in terms of catches. But, oh, and by the way, Donald Parham had 2 touchdowns. Almost forgot. Yeah, the tight end had 2 touchdowns. So both of his catches were in the end zone for a touchdown. How about that, huh? They also had like 5 fumbles. They recovered 3 of them. Yeah, and they were all mostly on the offensive side. Sheesh. They still won. They had 4 sacks and 13 QB hits on Kirk. Oh, 13 QB hits, bruh. Tuli Pelotu had 4 himself. My God, they had Kirk in hell. Eesh. And keep in mind, they had 4 sacks. They could have had many more. The sacks coming from Tuli Pelotu, Sebastian Joseph Day, Joey Bosa, of course, and Morgan Fox. So they were getting that work in. And now you got to figure they're facing a Raider team that allowed Jimmy G to get sacked 4 times. Jimmy, 28 of 44, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. Like I said, he was giving that ball away like candy in this game. On the ground, 19 carries for 69 yards. Nice. Mostly from Josh Jacobs. 17 for 62 for him. Receiving, Devontae Adams went off. 13 receptions, 172 yards, and 2 touchdowns for him. 28, 324, and 2 touchdowns overall. Yeah. Jacoby Myers, Jacobs, Renfro, Carter, Abdullah, and Meyer all got involved a little bit, although Meyer didn't have any catches. He did have 1 target. Defensively, 1 sack from Max Crosby. That's it. That's all they got on the Steelers. So, this should be a fun game. I might be tuning in. I might be watching this one after our game's done, most likely. But, yeah, if I had to pick based off of the betting line for this one, Chargers at home favored by 5.5, over under 47.5. I'm gonna go Chargers. Yeah, give me the Chargers at home to get the dub, and they're gonna go to 2-2 on the year. Yeah, give me the Chargers, and no, go Chargers, go! Give me the Chargers, over the Raiders, the Chargers and the Raiders. I can't do the Chris Berman voice. Dumb. Arnold Schwarzenegger, and no, go Chargers, go, and the Raiders. Yeah, I can't do it. Sorry, guys. Oh well. Yeah, give me the Chargers, the car Chargers over the Raiders. All right. By the way, calling this game will be Kevin Harlan and Trent Green. So you know this game's about to be a banger. Because whenever Kevin Harlan's calling your game, I'm calling both games. It's a banger. You already know it. Now we start off the 425 slate with the Patriots and the Cowboys. Yeah. 1-2 Patriots, 2-1 Cowboys. Patriots, of course, beat the Jets like they always do. Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. How the heck do you let that happen? You lost to Josh Dobbs. Patriots wise, Mac Jones, he wasn't too bad actually. 15 of 29, 201 yards, one touchdown. Did not get sacked once. Very impressive. Granted, the Jets defense is notorious for being really good, so that's tough on their end. Ezekiel Elliott. Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott led the way on the ground, 16 carries, 80 yards. Ramondre had 19 for 59. Mack and Demario Douglas had carries as well. But not much there after those two, Zeke and Ramondre. 40 carries in total, 157 yards for Patriots rushing attack. Through the air, 15 receptions, 201 yards, and a touchdown from Pharaoh Brown, of all people. 2 for 71 for Pharaoh, 4 for 46 for Bourne. Parker at 2 for 19. And other than that, everyone else mainly got one reception except for Hunter Henry, who had 2 for 17. So, not passing for the most part. Defensively, 3 sacks. 2 from Matthew Judon, who is going to be something to watch in this game, of course. And Christian Barmore, who had a sack as well. But of course, they're going to have their hands full dealing with what will definitely be an extremely agitated Cowboys team. Because they've been hearing all the crap being said. Oh, you lost to the Cardinals, But to think about it, the Cardinals have owned the Cowboys. No matter how bad they are, they've had their number. Yep, they've had their number big time. And looking at this game, Josh Dobbs was like, I ain't afraid of no damn Cowboys. Are you kidding me? 17 of 21, 189 yards, one touchdown, 2 sacks allowed. On the ground, 14 carries, 98 yards, and a touchdown for James Conner. Rondale Moore had 3 for 54 and a touchdown, 2 as well on the ground. 30 carries in total, 222 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Through the air, Marquise Hollywood Brown had a touchdown on 5 receptions, 61 yards. Michael Wilson led the way with 2 receptions, 86 yards, and 2 targets. And probably the biggest one, of course, was where he went on a slant route towards the sideline. Nobody even followed him. He was wide open. There wasn't anybody in the nearest area code. I think the nearest defender was literally in Mesa. The nearest defender was near the Cali border, pretty much. They were way out of there. They were the next county over. They were damn near outside in the parking lot. How do you let him get so wide open? I was in a freaking hangout, like a thing with some Cowboys fans, My guys, Simus, Ken Tastic, all them. Shout out to those guys. I didn't even know how they let him even get wide open. It's like, yo, how do you let him get so wide open? That's a Joe Woodsian mistake right there. We know that all too well. Miscommunication, 2 guys following 1 dude or whatever. They forget their assignment. Oh, look, this receiver wide open. So wide open, he could go to the concession stand, get a bite to eat, come back, and he'd still be wide open. My God, did they forget about him? Does he have a cloaking device on? My God. For real. But yeah, he did really good. 2 receptions, 86 yards from Michael Wilson. Yeah. Marquise Brown, though, had the 1 touchdown through the air. Defensively, 2 sacks coming from Victor Dimukeji and Zaven Collins. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, with that being said, but yeah, Dallas is definitely. I'm talking about Arizona. I should be talking about friggin' Dallas. What am I doing? Diverted completely away from that. I'll be talking about Arizona next, but I already went through their stats, so that'll save me some time. But yeah, for Dallas though, I mean, to be fair, Dak didn't really do that bad either. I mean, 25 of 40 for 249, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, got sacked twice. 33 carries, 185 yards on the ground, mostly from Tony Pollard, who went off. 23 carries, 122 yards. Dak, Rico Dowdell, Hunter Lepke, and CeeDee Lamb all had rushes as well. And then through the air, Michael Gallup, 6 receptions, 92 yards, led the way. Rico Dowdell had the only touchdown through the air, though. 3 receptions, 25 yards. CD had 4 for 53. Very quiet night, but 25 receptions, 249 yards in total. Not bad. Just got to score more points. You have to. You got to stop the damn Cardinals. Like, how do you let them do that to you? 2 sacks for the almighty Dallas defense. One from DeMarcus Lawrence, and of course, Micah Parsons had to get one of his own too. He just had to. And yeah, other than that, nothing else to talk about. So betting odds for Cowboys versus Patriots: 7 points for the Cowboys at home. Not doing this to please anybody, but I gotta go Cowboys. Yeah, give me Dallas at home because they're pissed. They are. They're gonna be out for blood this week, and I'm gonna go Dallas to take care of business this week and beat the Patriots. Yeah. All right. And by the way, calling this game will be Kevin Burkhardt and Greg Olson. Now, speaking of Arizona, just talked about them, of course. They face San Francisco, who's 3-0 in San Francisco, who's had that little mini bye. They took care of business, beating up on the Giants. And I think they're going to be ready to go. It's back at home. They don't have to travel. Now, of course, the Cardinals are coming off a big win, so they might be feeling themselves a little bit. Honestly, they should be 2-1, but they choked to the Giants. And that's tough. But yeah, you look at what the Niners did to the Giants, and they had their way with them. They had their way with the G-men. Brock Purdy, 25 of 37, 2 touchdowns, got sacked twice. Christian McCaffrey, 18 carries, 85 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown. Elijah Mitchell had 11 for 42. Nobody else really did much of anything after that. A couple carries here and there for other guys. But through the air, 25 receptions, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns. One from Debo, who had 6 for 129. And Ronnie Bell, 2 for 24 and a touchdown. His first, I almost said major league. His first NFL touchdown. No Brandon Ayuk, and they still cooked the Giants. It's crazy. Defensively, 2 sacks from Nick Bosa and Javon Hargrave. So they were able to get the Denny Dimes a couple times here. I think they're going to wreak havoc against the Cardinals. And of course, I just mentioned, the Cardinals stats, so I don't have to worry about that. Betting odds for this game saved me a whole hell of a lot of time there, that's for sure. Wow, San Fran is 14-point favorites. Oh my God. And then calling this game will be Kevin Kugler and Mark Sanchez. Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy. I'm going to go San Fran at home, and they're going to go to 4-0. And that'll set up Dallas and San Fran next week. That'll be a fun one. Both teams coming off wins, according to my prediction. Should be a banger. And then, of course, we face San Francisco after that. So I know we'll be doing a little research, I think. Okay, moving on. We got Sunday night football, Chiefs and Jets. Oh my God. Chiefs are 2-1, Jets are 1-2. We all saw what the Chiefs did to the Bears. Do I even need to talk about it? I'll talk about it because that's what I do here. But we all know what's probably going to happen in this game. I mean, seriously. Do we really think the Jets are going to be able to hang on with the freaking Chiefs? Yeah. I mean, you can say the Lions did, but that's the Lions. And that was a Chiefs team without Travis Kelce. And now Travis Kelce's got him a bootang, so he gonna be extra ready to go, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the Chiefs just tore the freaking Bears apart. This game got so bad, they turned it off of TV by halftime, pretty much. I was watching the game on my TV. By halftime, the game was off and they put on Cowboys and Cardinals. That's tough. But yeah, Mahomes, 24 of 33, 272 yards, 3 tutties, no sacks. Wow. Pacheco had 15 for 62 and a touchdown on the ground. Clyde Edwards-Helaire also had a touchdown on the ground. 15 carries, 55 yards for him. So a very productive day from the rushing attack. 37 carries, 153 yards, and 2 tutties in total on the ground. Meanwhile, through the air, 27 receptions, 303 yards, and 3 tutties. Travis Kelce, 7 for 69. Nice. And a touchdown. So, of course, he had to score a touchdown to impress his new boot dang, right? Taylor Swift. Jerick McKinnon had 3 for 19 and 2 touchdowns as well. So, there you go. And then sack-wise, 3 sacks for the Chiefs defense, half a sack for Drew Tranquil and George Karlaftis, and then a sack apiece for Mike Dana and Chris Jones. Of course, he had to get one. You knew he had to get one. Yeah. Okay, so it's really it to talk about there. Mike Edwards did get an interception as well. It's the Bears. They suck. The Jets. Well, Zach Wilson, 18 of 36, so he was literally 50% mostly. For 157 yards, got sacked 3 times. 22 carries, 38 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown from Nick Bodden. Ass. Oh my God. 18 receptions, 157 yards through the air. Garrett Wilson, 5 for 48. Lazard, 3 for 39. Conklin, 3 for 26. Yada, yada, yada. Nobody freaking cares. The Jets are going to get mollywopped. Let's be serious here. They did not sack Mac Jones. Wow. These random names popping in my head, bro. My brain is like, yo, hurry this up. Let's go to bed already. My God. All right, but yeah, this is not going to be fun to watch. I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna have fun, dude. This could be a blowout, legit. Give me the Chiefs all day. It doesn't even matter about the freaking odds. This game's gonna be Chiefs by 10. By the way, it's in New York, so that's wonderful. But yeah, give me the Chiefs to pull off the dub. And of course, it's on Sunday night, so you're gonna have the usual Sunday night crew, Tarico and Collinsworth. Love it. And then to wrap up week 4, we get the Seahawks and the Giants. What lovely, lovely, lovely. Yay. Seahawks coming off a win over Carolina. Geno Smith versus his old team. Geno revenge game, huh? That would be fun. 23 of 36, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 sacks for 17 yards for that on their end. 33 carries, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns from Kenneth Walker, who had 18 carries and 97 yards on his own. Zach Charbonnet, 9 carries, 46 yards as well. And then through the air, 33 for 146 and 2 touchdowns in total on the ground for the Seahawks. 23 receptions, 296 yards, and a touchdown from Jake Bobo through the air for Seattle. DK had 6 for 112. Kenneth Walker, 3 for 59. Noah Fant, Kobe Parkinson, Tyler Lockett, JSN, Jake Bobo, of course, touchdown. Zach Charbonnet, DJ Dallas, So they all got involved. Defensively, 3 sacks, 1.5 for Jaron Reed, half a sack for Jordan Brooks, and a sack for Boye Mafe. And they had 11 they had 11 QB hits too. So they were getting after Andy Dalton. And now they face Danny Dimes, who had 22 of 32, 137 yards and a pick. Got sacked twice by San Fran. They had virtually no running game because no Barkley. I don't know if he'll play this week. I'm sure he will, or at least he'll try to. 4 carries, 17 yards, and a touchdown for the New York Giants on the ground. 4 carries for Matt Breida, 17 yards and a touchdown. Daniel Jones, Gary Brightwell, and Tyrod Taylor all had carries. They did nothing. They had 12 yards from those three guys. Through the air, 22 receptions, 137 yards, no touchdowns for receivers for the Giants. Yeah, 3 receptions, 32 yards for Darius Slayton. That led the way. Brightwell, Campbell, Robinson, Waller, Bellinger, Breida, and Hodgins all had targets and receptions, but they didn't do a damn thing. Sack wise, they only had 2 sacks, half a sack apiece for Leonard Williams and DJ Davidson, and then 1 sack for Kayvon Thibodeau. Whoop de doo! Yeah, and betting odds for this game 14 for the Niners. Not for the Niners. This is Seattle. Oh my God. It's 1.5 for the Giants at home. I think this will be a fun game. We'll see if Saquon plays. But I'm going to go Giants at home. Sorry, Seahawks fans. Yeah. I'm going to go Seahawks losing this game. Give me the G-Men at home. They're going to go to 2-2 on the year. But of course, I could change my mind. So, Steven, Mac, just be ready because I might change my mind. I'll let you guys know in the community notes if I change my mind. Or I might just, um, maybe like put in the comments or something. I'll change my mind or something. I don't know. I'll let you guys know somehow. Even just, get, talk to you guys on Facebook or something. So there you have it, guys. I'm going Giants for now. And of course, it's on Monday night, so we're gonna have Buck and Aikman doing it. I think so. Should be a fun week, and this one went just about an hour 42, so it's about right. Of course, this is the ultimate prize right there. I'm clearly sitting in front of Allegiant Stadium, very quiet. I'm literally sitting in the street, you know. Yeah, very quiet around here, despite the fact it's only like what 11 o'clock at night, and 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, pretty much, and nobody's around. Not even security. I snuck out here with a freaking lawn chair, and I'm sitting here streaming in front of the freaking facility here. You know, um, Nice ass stadium. Damn. I tried to get in there, but the doors were locked. Look at that place. That's a nice ass place. But yeah, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna try and get in there again. Obviously, as you guys can tell, I'm not actually in Vegas. I'm sitting here in my usual headquarters, where I've been doing all my videos. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up, and hopefully we have another fun week. And of course, Buckeyes have the off week, so no video on Friday. You do like a recruiting video or something talking about the Buckeye recruiting, but I don't know. So with that being said, don't know what I'm gonna do on Saturday. Probably just relax for once. That'd be nice. But yeah, Sunday I'll be live for Ravens and Browns, and then we'll go from there. Of course, tomorrow is the final Guardians home game of the year. I was thinking about streaming it, but I'm not going to because this team isn't really worth it. So we'll see if they win for Tito, his final game. They lost today, so Shane Bieber on the mound. How fitting. With that being said, guys, I will see you all later. Another week ahead. Already, week 4. Can't believe it. But I'll see you guys later. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Browns. Beat the Ravens, and I'm out. Bye bye. Again, my picks will be in the description down below. So, let's go. Football! Yeah! Simon sang earlier in this stream. Let's go, football! Football! All right, guys. Bye bye.